welcome back to Misfit Island. My name's Timothy, and here on Misfit Island, I am Misfit number one. And thanks for coming and joining us. That's our little Paquito, our tiny little family here, our little private Bible studies. Thanks for joining, and I hope you're enjoying this. This is my 30 Days with Jesus series, and today we're on day 15, and we're going to be in the book of Mark. And it's going to be a fast one because it's just short, but is this the one I wanted to read? Wait, let me double check this because I thought it was something else. I thought I was going to read about casting out demons. That's why I like the book of Mark, man. He's just constantly casting out demons. 14:32, yeah, so. All right, so let's just dig in. We're in Mark, and we're chapter 9, verse 14. And this is our 30 Days with Jesus series. We're on day 15. And when he came to the disciples, he saw a great multitude around them and scribes disputing with them. Immediately, when they saw him, all the people were greatly amazed and running to him, greeted him, and he asked the scribes, "What are you discussing with them?" So, where were we at? So he's like, Jesus is talking about taking up the cross and follow him. Jesus was transfigured on the mount. And then, suffer many things, treated in contempt, but say the Elijah. Oh yeah, so the thing what we just read yesterday, this is kind of like Mark's version of it. And so the scribes are thinking, what are you discussing with them? You know, always hovering behind the scenes and trying to catch him, you know. Verse 17, then one of the crowd answered and said, "Teacher, I brought you my son who has a mute spirit." Oh, yeah, okay. "And whenever it seizes him, it throws him down. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. So I spoke to your disciples that they should cast it out, but they could not." And he answered and said, "O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him to me." You wonder how he said that. You know, it doesn't give you, this fluctuation of his voice or whatever. It's like, was he like disgusted, or was it an old, like everybody's like, it was like the suntan carpenter that was, "Oh, bless you. Oh, faithless generation, how long shall I be with you?" Or was it like, when you guys ever going to get this or not? So anyways, verse 20, then they brought him to him, and when he saw him, immediately the spirit convulsed him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed, foaming at the mouth. So this demon's inside this kid, as soon as he seen Jesus, he knew who he was. And, the stuff is real. I'm telling you, demonic possession and, the spiritual warfare and this war is going on, and it's real. People try to, poo-poo it and downplay it, but it's real. So he asked his father, how long has this been happening to him? I'm sure it's a rhetorical question, right? And he said, from childhood. And often he has thrown him both into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Can you imagine you're a parent and your child? Man, couldn't even imagine. Throwing himself in the fire, trying to burn himself, trying to drown himself. Oof, that had to be rough. Jesus said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Immediately the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. Oof, that's a good prayer to pray. If you ever have any kind of unbelief, the Lord, help me with my unbelief. Show me, teach me, help me understand. Give me that discernment, that wisdom, Lord. When Jesus saw the people came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, deaf and dumb spirit, I command you, come out of him and enter him no more. Then the spirit cried out, convulsed him greatly, and came out of him. And he became as one dead. so that many said, He is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he had come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, Why could we not cast it out? So he said to them, This kind can come out by nothing but prayer and fasting. So there you go. Let me read you this. Then they departed from there and passed through Galilee, and he did not want anyone to know it, for he taught his disciples and said to them, The Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and after he is killed, he will rise the third day. But they did not understand the saying, and were afraid to ask him. So, remember we read yesterday, he's talking about from that point on, that he started teaching them that he's going to be betrayed, and he's going to be killed, and he's going to rise on the third day. And they don't get it. They don't understand it. But they're afraid to ask him. So, why? Why would you be afraid to ask? I don't get it. Maybe because Peter's like, no. And he, get behind me, thee Satan. And they're like, ooh, I'm not going to ask him a question. And then he might say the same thing to me. So yeah, there you go. Day 15 of my 30 Days with Jesus series. And I hope you're enjoying this. And, like, share, subscribe, get the word out, be a seed planter with me or a seed waterer. If you got somebody out there, I like to call them misfits, but again, if you're a Christian, you're definitely a misfit to this world. Or at least, if you're a walking, talking Christian, you're definitely a misfit. But my whole thing here was I want to reach people that look at the typical Christian and say, no, thank you. And I'm not your typical Christian, so I believe that the Lord will use me to help me with those people that would never ever don the doors of a church, or that they might check these videos out, and the Lord uses me to plant those seeds and open their eyes and open their ears so they may hear, and they become a part of our family, become part of the bride, before it's too late, and they become a tribulation saint. And they do not want to be I guess, a tribulation saint is far greater and far better than being cast into outer darkness, where you weep and gnash your teeth forever and ever and ever and ever. So think about that. It's all right. Day 15. I'll see you guys tomorrow on day 16 with 30 Days with Jesus.